Hello, Denture family, and welcome back to Danielle's Denture Diaries for the third time tonight. I have a lot of making up to do again, so I'm kind of doing the best I can here. So, this time, what we're going to be kind of talking about is going to be about less of the mental and emotional impacts that dentures can have, because we know that what will happen with that. For the most part, I did talk about that in a previous video, so if you're interested in learning more about that, please go into my channel and find my mental and emotional video regarding dentures. But something that I did not talk much about, and I think it's because I personally underestimated it, is the physical changes as well. So when I went into the denture journey, I was under the impression that most people tend to lose weight and it's due to their discomfort or inability to eat. And it varies for everyone. It can be, I'm sure there's probably people that gain weight. I'm sure there's people that lose weight, that are happy, that are sad, that are, it goes any which way in all different directions all across the board. No two people are going to be the same. And what I'm going to be talking about today is not intended to negate or invalidate anybody's feelings or experience. I'm simply going to be talking about my own, based off of my own experience and my own opinion and my own feelings. So, at any rate, let's go ahead and start from the beginning and kind of what I've always felt and what I've always dealt with when it came to things like weight. Because for me personally, that is something sensitive and it's something that I take very seriously. Since middle school or high school, I had been bullied for my weight. I was always very small, pretty muscular, strong, but just small. I didn't have much body fat on me whatsoever, and I never was out and set on building muscle or anything. I just kind of was I am what I am, and I like to eat, and that's about it. So, you get further along in age, and people start making pretty awful comments, and it didn't help that I was also a cheerleader back then. So, people would associate the two together and make assumptions and say that I was doing things that I wasn't, or that I wasn't doing things that I was doing. Really, I was kind of in a rebellious phase or stage anyways, so I didn't really care what people thought, or so I thought, until I became an adult, and those things really did start to kind of eat at me. No pun intended there. Or was it? But as I got older, I started to become more and more aware of me not looking like a Kim Kardashian. I don't look like all these other women, and why do I look different? And I really started to beat myself up pretty bad about it. And with that negative feeling towards my own body, I also accepted this is what it is, and this is what it's going to be for the rest of my life. I might as well get over it. So fast forward, I got into the health and fitness industry, and a personal trainer had actually leaned across my desk and said, if you could do anything with your body, what would you do? Or alter, I should say. And I had said, well, I guess I would gain muscle, but it's not possible because of my genetics and my metabolism, so I just don't bother. And I'll never forget, he looked at me totally serious and said, do you know what I do for a living? I'll see you tomorrow on your lunch hour. You have 30 minutes to eat and 30 minutes to work out with me. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. And I went from there, and I would take his advice on eating and eating more often. He taught me how to lift, proper form, how to lift for gaining muscle versus trying to burn through fat, and all those kinds of things, just tips and tricks here and there. I eventually did end up hiring him as my trainer, and with him I ended up gaining 30 pounds of mostly muscle. I don't remember the numbers exactly, but I gained it in less than a year, which for me was dumbfounding considering I always thought I was stuck like this. It was what it was. So now I know it's possible, and it was amazing, and I never felt better than when I did then, except for when I was pregnant, but that's a different kind of good feeling, so we're not going to talk about that here. But I felt really good. I felt really accomplished. I felt very healthy, very confident. And then I did end up getting pregnant and having my son, and gained all the weight that I did with being pregnant and healthy. And then I lost everything after he was born. So I went all the way from being 110, 115 up to 130. Then I got pregnant, got to 165, and then I slammed all the way back down to being like 105 or 109. And that was pretty hard for me. For anyone that's been pregnant or been associated with anyone who had been pregnant or anything like that, going through a kind of body dysmorphia and acceptance of yourself or your new self is quite a feat on its own to have to deal with, along with the life changes of having a child. But again, that's another story. So I fell off of the health and industry job or career path because I did get pregnant, and I said, well, I really don't want to do this anymore while I'm being a mom and a family and all those things, so I'm going to find a different job. Job hopped a little bit and found myself back in the health and fitness industry. So I had been working on gaining just any weight that I could when you're busy being a mom, becoming a single mom, all these different things. It's very difficult. Not to mention, I talk to people for a living with what I do now, so time is just very difficult. And then, it already kind of sucked, but I was doing what I could. And then the fact that protein shakes taste different now and all these different things made it hard as well. So I was working on it. I think I got to 110, 115. And then I decided I need dentures. And that took precedence over everything and anything. It was going to affect whether or not I could smile in pictures with my son and me being a healthier mom overall. The weight can go up and down all it wants, but my teeth have to be figured out. So I went and did that. And the whole time I was preparing for the mental and emotional roller coaster that I was about to be on. And I didn't think about how far getting dentures could impact me and just how far it could go. I knew going into it I may lose weight and it was probably not going to be a good time. But I went from being 115, 116, 117 to being dropped all the way back down. I weighed myself recently to be 104. I'm 5'2" or 5'3", depends on who you ask. And I weigh 104 pounds right now. I'm again going to put this out there. I'm not negating anyone else's feelings or where anyone else is at right now. I'm simply talking about me and where I'm at and how this has been affecting me. For me, eating, not only do I have like a kind of cut down here in my mouth when I wear my bottom denture, and I don't want to have to take it in and out every time I eat as often as I know I should be eating, and what am I eating because I need to be able to bite into it and chew it or mush it and all these different things. Plus, I'm a single mom, so I have a lot of stress. But then the physical pain alone and the discomfort alone makes it exhausting to even think about eating sometimes. And I sit there and I'm hungry, but I stare at my food. I'll take a few bites, and I say, you know what, this is too much. This is too much. I don't want to deal with this right now. And then I get up and I walk away and I'm still hungry. And I don't like that I do that. I hate that I do that because I know exactly where that's going to get me, and that's going to make me lose more weight. So dealing with a constant, almost like a saw going through right here, cutting in, trying to take it out, maintain the denture while I eat, put it back in before the next person comes into my office. It's a lot to balance out and deal with, but I'm not going to complain and not start thinking of solutions. I had my moment to cry. It sucks, but I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to get over it. Why? Because we are headstrong, right? We are resilient, and we'll get through it. So, I met with a personal trainer today, and I asked her for her own professional input regarding how can I get more food in when I'm dealing with these obstacles? What can we do? So she asked me, she said, what did you find was successful before? So I mentioned things like I would make peanut butter, protein powder, oatmeal, and frozen banana with egg white shakes. That was one shake, just so you know. I would make those in the morning, and they are phenomenal. They are amazing. You make your own like peanut butter banana ice cream, basically. So good. So, I'm gonna get back on that train, I suppose. And I also told her drinking protein powder was very helpful, except now it tastes like Play-Doh. But as soon as I said it to her, I wanted to eat my own words, because the point here, I'm plugging in my laptop. The point here is we're not doing this for taste anymore. This is about your health. This is about your life. This is about your ability to operate and function. So as soon as I said it, I was like, but I'm going to start eating for my health. This isn't about taste anymore. I'm not going to afford myself that luxury. I simply don't need it. I don't want it. I need to just be eating. And she kind of smiled and like laughed, like, okay, yeah. Because not all of us like eating healthy anyway, but we do it, right? Because we know we should. We don't all like spinach. We're not all like me. I love spinach, but we know it's good for us. So there's that. And then also going over things like meal prep. I used to eat one chicken breast 6 or 7 times in a day with vegetables, rice, or pasta, and that kind of stuff. Well, tearing into chicken and chewing it is very difficult for me still, personally. I hope that you guys are doing better than I am with this right now. Personally, I'm kind of a struggle bus. The holidays are not helping. I'm doing the best I can here. Come on, guys. Give me something. Throw me a bone here. Not literally. But so she mentioned things like ground beef, or even like getting burger patties and making something called a bunless burger, where you make the burger patty, mush it up, put all the fixins in it, and even like sprinkle cheese on it and have all the extra sustenance in there and eat that instead. So I thought that was actually a really cool, nifty idea there. But ground beef overall, I think, is going to end up becoming my new best friend here. And then another one was, I told her I was also eating 1 deep dish pizza in one sitting by myself in a day, on top of my 6 or 7 chicken breasts in a day, with my protein shakes, with my peanut butter shake in the morning. I was doing all that just to gain weight. Guys, let me tell you, I gorged myself to the point where I was crying trying to eat. It was not pretty, but I felt good after. So, anyway, I do work where people can see me at my desk now. However, and I don't feel comfortable bringing in a deep dish pizza. So we started discussing what it would look like to be what we call dirty bulking and have it be a little more subtle. So things like pastas are going to be a great thing for me. Have some ranch or spaghetti. If for my fellow denture wearers, by the way, I have a huge recommend for you. Go to Buca di Beppo. It's one of my favorite restaurants. Actually, it's my favorite restaurant. Go to Buca di Beppo and get the cheese stuffed manicotti. If I'm saying it wrong, don't correct me. I'm happy and I love it. You guys, I ate the entire small portion for a family by myself. So good. So good. Pasta right now is my favorite thing. Any carbs, all the carbs, just give them to me. So maybe that'll just be a part of my meal prep too, is a lot of pasta based meals. But at any rate, the way that my weight going down has affected me is I simply don't feel good. I don't like how I look. I don't like what I see when I look in the mirror. When I lay down or I'm sitting, I don't like the way my legs touch each other. When I put on clothes, I don't like the way things feel now versus the way they used to feel. And I'm starting to find myself being self-conscious in photos again. And that's not something that I intended on happening when I got dentures. I wanted the opposite to happen. I wanted to be better about taking pictures, especially with my son. And it's been messing with me mentally and emotionally, to be honest. Especially the fact that I work in the health and fitness industry. And if I myself cannot be healthy or fit, or at least do things to make myself healthier and fit, then who am I to talk to other people about their health and fitness and their wellness when I can't even do it for myself? Sorry, I'm looking at my hair right now. So that's been my personal take. I've already ordered protein powder from Target. I'm simply not going to go to GNC again and spend $70 or $80 on mass gainer. I did that and it tasted like Play-Doh. So you know what? If I go to Target and I spend $20 or $30 and it tastes like Play-Doh, same difference. It's going to get the job done and I'm going to figure it out because, like I said, that's what we do. For every problem that we have, we better have some kind of an answer. Just like I said before, we can find 1,000,001 reasons why it's not going to happen, it's not going to work. The cutting in my jaw, the fact that things suck, they taste gross, the pain, the fatigueness, that needs to go out the window. Because for me, when I think about why am I doing this, what is my reason to do it, my one reason to do it is for my son, for his mom. I can think what I think about myself all day long, but at the end of the day, my son needs his mom, and he needs his mom to be healthy. So I'm going to do it for him. I'm going to figure it out for him. If you guys have any other food ideas or recipes you want to share on here, 'tis the season, guys. Let's share. Go ahead and drop a comment. Let me know your favorite food, recipe, whatever, crock pot ideas. That's been a new thing for me now. But go ahead and leave a comment. If you like videos like this one, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you would like to see even more videos from me in the future, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.